They're right at 5 and 27 seconds. We have to wait for that to get done.
All right.
Ed, I believe we're live.
Hey, how we doing?
I believe we're doing just fine. Thank you very much. Where you been?
All over the place, man. Took a new job up at Wellsboro. I'm the athletic director up there now, so I got 5 weeks under my belt. It's been a little hectic, but I'm back. I'm finally back. Glad to be here, and first time at Champs Downtown and State College, the old stomping ground. So, what's better?
Well, we're back together. It's
Yeah.
Ed Weaver from Circle W Sports. I'm Billy Splain, and this is PFN Presents the State of PA Football.
Absolutely.
Can you believe we're at the halfway point?
No, it's gone way too fast. You know, I was thinking about that this weekend while I was doing putting together some highlight reels, and I can't believe we're already through the first half of the season. It felt like it's just kind of flown right by, and there hasn't been a break in sight. And
I don't feel like I've covered any games yet.
no, yeah. Well, I've done 5. Actually, no, I've done 7.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, I mean, it just feels like it's been just a complete blur. It feels like yesterday I was down at Southern Columbia, Mount Carmel, watching their game on week 1 officially. But I mean, it's been a blur. So,
Folks, I mean, like for me, it feels like for me that whole 6-game set at the West versus everyone at Woodland Hills, it feels like that was last year.
right?
Okay, so for me, I cannot believe that we are at the halfway point and we're seeing 5-0 and 0-5 and 2-3 and boy, I mean, it's been amazing so far. It's been an interesting year. It started off for me kind of like it did for me. It started out like it did last year, where at this point in the season we have halves and we have have-nots.
Yep.
It doesn't seem like there's a middle ground anywhere, because when I look at my the data on PA Football News, I see a lot of 0-5 teams, and I see a lot of 5-0 teams.
Yeah.
Of course, then you have the 4-0 teams that didn't start, but it's just crazy.
I mean, you have your couple stragglers right there that are right around middle of the pack. But yeah, I mean, it seems like there's a lot more than normal, either 5-0 or 0-5 teams this year.
I agree. And, this year we've also seen a lot of records fall.
Yeah.
We've seen records fall all over the place in every corner of the state, from down at Penn Charter where they got 700 wins, out to Washington where they got 700 wins, right here in District 6 where the Bellefonte got their number 500 last week. So congratulations to the Red Raiders.
Absolutely.
Roll on, guys. 500. While I was at that game last week, CJ Funk broke all kind of records for their school. So and the kid's just a beast. But just records falling all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. And this week out in the Whippeal, also another one. Tom Lauren, the coach of Fox Chapel, number 200 for him this past week.
Congratulations, Coach.
So congratulations on that one. I hope you're watching. I know you're old school, so you're probably not watching, but maybe we got some Fox Chapel fans out there,
There we go.
who are watching this broadcast, and congratulations to Coach there. And another one, and I'm not sure, I didn't check this, but I can't believe, and I'm pretty sure I'm right, that Coach Mianek, a longtime Aliquippa coach, since he left Aliquippa, has not won a game yet.
Oh wow!
In 2 years, in this long, so he hasn't won a game, and it's just like, that's just amazing to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't believe it. That Mianek's not winning games, but what a year it's been so far. We're gonna take a look at some standings tonight. We're gonna take a look at some rankings tonight, like we always do.
Awesome.
We're going to talk about some games that happened, and we're going to talk about some fun upcoming things that are going to be happening with this show. And we're really excited to make some announcements tonight. But it's going to be fun. But let's start. Let's go back to some records right here in District 6. Logan Snyder from Penns Valley. I've talked about them every week. Logan Snyder is the new record holder for career receptions in Center County with 138. Todd Naylor had 135. He blew right by him. CJ Funk has passed John Kondo, John Kondo, if you don't know, he's the District 6, went to Bellefonte, went on to the NFL.
Just retired the other day.
He retired. He announced his retirement. He signed with an NFL team this year. I forget what team it was.
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head, but
congratulations to you, John.
Was it 14 years in the league? 12, 14 years, something like that?
He was a linebacker at Penn State.
Yeah.
And went to college, and everybody got hurt, and the coach said, hey, let's try everybody out as a long snapper.
Yeah.
He got the job, and that was history.
Well,
so congratulations, John Kondo.
Your coaches aren't lying to you. You know, what's the thing is you as a head coach say to all your incoming freshmen or first-year players, if you want to step on the field, learn to play special teams. I mean, that's kind of case in point right there.
Yeah. I made a mistake. John Kondo did not go to Bellefonte.
No.
He went to Philip. So that's my mistake, and I apologize for that one. But congratulations, Coach. We're right back to Penns Valley. Aaron Tobias, he has now passed 73 touchdown passes. That's amazing for a small school like Penns Valley 2A. And I'm sorry to keep talking about this school, but when they're breaking records, we have to talk about them. That's what PAFootball News does. We talk about teams that are breaking. He's on pace to hit 90 TD passes and 7,000 yards in his career.
Jeez.
At a 2A school.
At a 2A, yeah. At a small 2A.
So congrats, Aaron, on that record, and we wish you best the rest of the season. Bellefonte, we mentioned that. Bellefonte, their win over Tyrone this week. Tyrone is just struggling. I talked to Coach Franco this week, and they've got about 9 injured players who are out for multiple weeks. He's down to his 4th string running back.
Oh, jeez.
So it's pretty tough, but Bellefonte with that win over Tyrone, that's number 500 for Bellefonte. Congratulations on them. And it's also the first ever win over a John Franco coach team for Bellefonte.
No kidding.
They've never beat John Franco, so congratulations, Shannon Manning and crew. Great job on that one. Jaden Jones just keeps padding his stats. He's doing a great job. He's back. We mentioned Jaden a couple weeks ago from Bald Eagle area. Was injured. He's back. As a matter of fact, talked to Jesse Nagel today, and they get all their players are back.
Good.
So Matthew Reese, if you remember, broke his collarbone at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I was at that game against Troy, and I mean that was probably like the first or second drive of the entire game, and talked to Jesse right afterwards, and he said, I'm not sure how long he's going to be out, but that was a really physical game on both sides of the ball. So glad to see that he's back, because I mean he was he was a hard hitter for him, and I mean, you could tell a difference when he went out for Bald Eagle.
Yeah, they're going to put him in. That's a big plus for them. They're going to put him in this weekend and see how he does, see how he feels. I'm sure Jesse's going to ease him in. They've got a game with, as a matter of fact, they're playing Tyrone this week.
Okay.
So they'll give that a try and see how that goes. But he'll have his full contingency back, and I'm sure Jesse's happy about that. We're going to talk some other records and big time things. With the win over West York, Wyomissing won their 500th game. Now this is in program history, not in school history. Wyomissing area and Wyomissing High combined.
Okay.
So 500 wins for them.
Still,
congratulations down there for Wyomissing. Great job. Glad to see it, and keep winning. Wyomissing, of course, they're strong, and we're going to talk later on. They've got a huge game this weekend.
Yeah,
huge game. So we'll talk about that in a little while. We're going to keep going with Sheffield up in District 9. Sheffield was on a 23-game losing streak.
Oh,
broke.
Man. Good.
Done. Over with. They beat Cameron County 31-20. So congratulations, Sheffield. Way to go. Welcome back to the winning column.
Yeah. That's always nice to get off the schneid a little bit.
You come from Wellsboro. Wellsboro had some years where they were down really heavily.
Man, I mean, my entire high school career, we never won more than 5 games in a season. And then a couple years after I got done coaching, 2009, we were 1-9. 2010, we were 1-9. And then, the ship kind of started righting itself a little bit, and then we go 10-0 in 2013 with Matt Hildebrand taking over as our head coach, and But yeah, I mean, I definitely know what it's like to, to go through those 1-9s, those 2-8s,
and in case you're wondering, so does Southern Columbia.
Yeah,
we talked about that last week. They know.
Everything.
When Jim Roth came in, they were in the middle of a 27-game losing streak. Also, they won a game, got the day off of school, and
I mean, everything's kind of cyclical. Everything just kind of it goes in cycles, it goes in spurts. And
unless you're Jim Roth.
Yeah. Death, taxes, and Southern Columbia winning. I mean, the 3 guarantees in life right there.
Yeah, so, again, congratulations to District 9 Sheffield. We're gonna head down the road here, down to Coal Country. Let's go to Kyle Schwartz from Northern York. He ran for 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 55-13 win over Greencastle Antrim. Surpassed 4,000 rushing yards for his career.
Wow.
So congratulations to you, Kyle.
Nice work,
Great
Kyle.
job. And, keep on trucking, buddy. You got the rest of the season. You got at least 5 more games to add to that title. We're going to go to Minersville, down District 11, Coal Cracker Country. Now we're going to go there.
We're in the heart of the country now.
I don't know if you saw this, but Minersville was in a game this week with Marian Catholic. Gabe Davis broke records. 13 receptions for 262 yards, single game records in those categories.
Jeepers. No, I did not see that, so that's quite impressive.
8 touchdown passes. He caught 8 touchdown passes. Okay? That's a single season record, so he's up to 8. The 13 receptions broke the record by Jeff Brennan in 2001 against Jim Thorpe.
Wow.
The team we're going to talk about later on. 262 yards broke the record held by Shane Ryan back in 2006. He caught those. It's just amazing. His 8 touchdown receptions this year broke the record of 7. They were shared by Mark Pizzico and Bryce Ellinger. They did it in 88 and 2017.
Wow.
So
8 touchdown catches in a game.
No, in a year. In a
year.
Season.
Okay,
so that's big for Minersville. Minersville's always been a running team.
They're a run-heavy team, yeah.
And, Minersville is one of my favorite teams to cover. That whole area down there just brings back a lot of memories. Minersville, Tamaka, we talked about it earlier, but, I get a soft spot for those. Scott Schwalm, career stats, 233 of 467 for 3,352 yards and 26 TDs. So congratulations to you also, Scott, the quarterback from Minersville.
Yeah.
What a great one. There is something I do want to talk about, Ed.
Sure.
Let's talk about forfeits.
Okay. There's been a lot more of them this year. I don't know if it's due to injuries or the scheduling, the lack of officials that we've seen so far this year, but there seems to be an abnormal rate this year.
Yeah, and you go back to last year, we had forfeits last year going on too.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we had Vincentian Academy tried to come out and play some football, but then they just couldn't do it and they folded. Mm-hmm. So roster sizes seem to be the problem. Now, this week we've had Shadyside forfeit. Shadyside is a tradition-rich program.
Yeah.
They were 3-1 this week, and they have to forfeit because they have so many injuries they can't field a team.
Yeah.
And that's tough.
That's too bad.
I feel bad for the kids on the opposing team, Apollo Ridge, but you can't blame Shadyside. He's got, the coach has to protect his guys.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got to look out for the best interest of his team. And I know, even just from taking over as athletic director up north, there's been just a lot of, hey, we don't have enough kids to play JV. We're just not healthy enough. I mean, we had a cancellation for this Monday that we put out to the network, and it was kind of a last-minute deal where Jersey Shore luckily had a game cancel on them, but there's been a lot of especially up north, a lot of teams that just don't have the numbers to play a Friday night and then a Monday night as well. So
yeah, and then just today, just before I came down here, we found out that Fairview was forfeiting their game to Mercyhurst Prep.
Yep.
So now neither team wanted to get together. We tried to hook them up, but both teams decided that they wanted to rest some guys, obviously with maybe good reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean,
if you're both hurting, why not take that extra week, kind of rest, recover, regroup, and get ready for week 6, week 7.
And you don't want to fall into what these other teams are falling into, where you've got the injuries.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I talked to a couple of coaches today, and I'm just like, where are these injuries coming from? And they said, the injuries they're seeing are just common injuries. They're nothing different.
Yeah.
It's just because of roster sizes, and we're seeing it more in the West than we are in the East, and that's indicative, I think, Ed, because of the roster sizes that are out there. They're shrinking.
Yeah.
The whole area is just getting smaller. People are moving away.
Right.
So you look at roster sizes, and that's got to be a part of the driving issue.
Oh, probably. Yeah. I would think a lot of, geographical factors are influencing a lot of, roster sizes. We can, keep talking about, the official shortage the entire season.
Yeah.
But, up where I'm from, we have 3 crews. That's it for a whole league.
And how many teams are in your area, Ed?
35.
35 teams.
33, 35.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have 3 crews. And, from, every time I talk to anybody, say, hey, how's the new job going? It's like, I feel like a used car salesman, because, one of these nights, we've done it. Well, even just yesterday, we played a 3:30 soccer game for varsity. Then we turn around, clear our field, and, we're playing JV football at 6 o'clock. That's
right.
Been about the trend, this year for a league that really.
In the West, we're going to take a break here. I think we're back.
Yep.
All right, I do believe we're back. So, I'm sorry. Internet issues again downtown here, but I don't know what the problem is. Hopefully everything looks good. We're going to pull it up on the internet here and make sure everything's fine. But we're going to keep talking, and we're going to keep talking about this because it's just, I said about the West, but that's actually kind of false because in the East we have 4 teams that went to 4-man football.
Yeah.
So you really can't blame that. I do believe we're back. So, I'm sorry, internet issue. We're gonna monitor the internet here. We're doing everything good.
Yeah.
But we've got 4 teams that went to 8-man, and I think that might be the future we're looking at.
Probably. I know New York State. There's a handful of teams right around the southern tier of New York State that have gone 8-man football just because they're running into lack of numbers. I want to say maybe Tioga, teams up near Waverly, up just north of Athens and Sayre a little bit, right across the New York border. But that seems to be a little more of a kind of recurring trend, recurring theme is to just bump down a little bit.
Yeah, and if you follow us on Twitter, we have a gentleman who works for us. He goes by the name of @Psychotic, SYKOTYK. Mm-hmm. He was just out west and posted pictures and some stories of a 6-man league.
No kidding.
He went to a 6-man game.
Oh, interesting.
And I'll tell you what, my website blew up because, not only did it blow up, but my Twitter blew up, my email blew up, because we went out there and covered this, and they don't have a lot of coverage out there. And I'm still getting emails from fans out there who are saying, we discovered this, you're covering it, and we appreciate it.
Yeah.
And then we have fans in Ohio. And folks, on PAFootballnews.com, we have a section called Beyond the Keystone. And we have 2 gentlemen out there. We have a guy who goes on the internet by Dallas in Ohio.
Yep.
And Dave does a good job, David Burnworth. So he covers Ohio for us a lot. And Psychotic, of course, he travels all over the country.
He's everywhere.
So does David too. But it's a very popular section on our website, and I want to thank, if anybody's watching from outside the state, I hope you are, because you're checking our website, obviously.
Yeah.
But I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and we appreciate you tuning in, and I'm glad you are.
Absolutely.
And I want to thank Psychotic, and I want to thank David for doing what they do, so it's a big part of us. But the 6-man league looked really fun, and he says it was so fast.
Oh, I bet.
And interesting, very high scoring. It's not unusual to see 100 points, but
no kid. Wow.
I think in Pennsylvania we're leaning more towards 8-man. We talked about it, I think, week 1.
Yeah.
And the PIAA is looking at 8-man league.
Good. Well, so, even the popularity in some of the smaller college programs with the whole sprint movement. The 175-pound weight limit cutoff. Mansfield University just adapted that a few years ago up by me, but I know, Army, Navy, is it Chestnut Ridge or Chestnut Hill down close to Philadelphia has, sprint football, Cornell. So, there's more and more, there's a lot more kids that they're getting out for that. So, maybe, that's another avenue where, if you're a smaller athlete, you don't feel like going against, the big, 275, 300 pounders on a nightly basis, then, you'd be more inclined to do that as well.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with it. And I do want to get out. I want to get to a game. I want to go down and see 8-man football.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Seminary or Mercerburg, I'm coming your way eventually. Sometime this season, I want to come down and experience the 8-man league and see what it's all about.
Absolutely.
But boy, I just hate the fact that it's going that way because it's disheartening. But it's just I think it's a fact.
Yeah,
and we have to deal with it.
I don't know if it's necessarily a trend of just this generation, maybe where more time is spent playing the video games and instead of playing the sports. But any of our other sports, maybe just enough kids to kind of scrape by. Our volleyball team only has 16, 17 girls. Our girls soccer team only has like 15 girls on it.
Yeah.
And I mean, so there's a lot of other.
And you're what, AAA up there?
We're double.
Or double A?
But I mean, we kind of fluctuate a little bit, between what we're in. Double A, AAA a little bit depending on what sport. But I mean, it's been kind of a gaining trend here the last couple of years where some numbers have just started to dwindle.
Yeah.
And I think that also plays a little bit in the whole injury department too.
I saw a poll come out just recently about the numbers and where things are leaning, and nationwide we're down a little bit.
Yeah.
And in Pennsylvania we're only down like I think I figured it out to be 1 or 2 players per team.
Okay.
If you averaged it out.
Sure.
But I think what we have to remember is that's not the average doesn't fit the state.
No.
It fits an area.
Yeah.
So like out in Philadelphia, out in southeastern Pennsylvania, the teams are still, showing good rosters, sort of.
Yeah, right.
Because I mean, I only say sort of because Valley Forge Military Academy and Mercerburg, they're down that way.
Yep.
So sort of. But then when you get out here in the sticks where you've got like the Sheffields and the Coudersports and St. Mary's and, up in District 10.
Yeah.
And where they're so spread out and the towns are small. And we went to visit one of them over the summer.
Yeah.
And Lakeview. It's a small community and there's nothing to keep people there, so they keep moving out. So, folks, don't be afraid of football. If your son doesn't play football and watching this, probably not, because most football fans would have their sons playing right now if they're watching. But spread the word. Football is safer than it's ever been.
Yeah,
it's never been this safe.
No, the new advancements in the equipment that they have. I mean, the new helmet companies coming out with the top of the line stuff that isn't just for the NFL or the college ranks anymore. The new, some of the newer rules that PIAA's adopted the last few years.
Right.
It kind of takes away from that, some of the hard hitting, practice. I mean, like even when I played it, we were 3 days a week just beat the living, crap out of each other. So I mean, coaches have gotten a lot smarter about their practice routines. PIAA's gotten smarter about from the data they've collected about what they are allowing teams to do with the heat acclimation instead of doing the 2 full weeks of 2-a-days in camp like what used to happen. 2 schools
actually got caught wearing pads.
No kidding.
So the WPIAL is talking about next year. Well, the PIAA is saying next year you have to suspend those coaches. Now, of course, the leagues and PIAA can't suspend the coach. The school has to do it.
The school would have to do it,
so they're going to suspend their coach from their next scrimmage.
Wow.
So, and there was 2 of them. We don't need to throw names out there because we don't do negative stuff. But that right along the lines of what you're talking about, Ed, is the safety that they're watching.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's just so much, data out there that, kind of supports that trend. I mean, you even look at it, in the NFL and in college, I mean, those guys are probably in pads maybe once a week.
Right.
So, I mean, it just makes sense, not to, to beat the holy heck out of each other. Water isn't just for wussies anymore. It's you want to stay hydrated. You want to make sure that you're getting, the proper fluids and the proper food, to keep you, to keep yourself going. So.
And I know, from back when I was in high school, kids are in. I mean, we were strong back then, but kids are in different shape right now. They're in better shape.
They are
stronger.
Well, the game's just gotten faster. I mean,
so we don't have to hit each other every
right?
week.
Exactly. Yeah.
We used to. use the big claim, we got to hit each other to be stronger.
Right.
But, in today's world, you really don't have to. With all the speed training and the strength and all that kind of stuff, it's just, you don't have to hit each other.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. A lot of coaches, they realize that and they're paying attention to that.
Yeah, and I think some of the advances in technology, like even the way that film is done, through Huddle or just the whole digital, more so the digital scouting, coaches can utilize that more, where they could still be getting kind of the the quote unquote the mental reps, where you're not necessarily getting that on the field, or you're kind of doing a walkthrough, or just kind of maybe a 50% or a 75% just kind of abbreviated practice, where you're not going full tilt. I mean, like our guys maybe go full tilt for maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes of practice.
You look at how much time. I mean, like right now, I'm seeing teams that are doing a lot of film study more than they're on the field now.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I think the way that coaches analyze games and teach kids how to do football is a lot different than it used to be.
Yeah.
So,
well, I know, like even like if I wanted to watch film, back even when I was in high school. I mean, this was back the old cassette days. This was even before VCR days. This was before the DVDs really became prevalent. I mean, we had to be in school by 6 o'clock and hope our coach, that was also our main gym teacher, was also there at the time, so we could get in the locker room and just go watch film. Whereas now kids can pull everything up on their phones, and if they can't fall asleep that night, they can lay in bed, watch Huddle, or
don't do that, by the way.
Do your work.
Do that.
Get sleep.
Put your phone out in the hallway. Get a good rest.
Yeah, but
studies show that.
But study halls,
Yeah.
Our kid, when they don't have homework to do, they're in,
they're in Huddle watching film.
Because I mean, Wellsboro has a 1-to-1 laptop student program, so each kid has their own laptops to do their coursework on. Everything's, trying to move toward that digital trend where they're not carrying a whole lot of the traditional or the old school textbooks, notebooks. Everything's all online. So if they don't have anything to do, they're in watching game clips and
you mentioned what you cassettes.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, there was no cassettes. It was a reel.
You had the old.
You had to go like this.
Yeah.
And you had to get the pencil out, and shove it through, and roll it up, pull it around. Okay, and then if you wanted to fast forward it, you made it fast forward.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. We had a few of those back in the day, but
I mean, I can remember the stacks of film, and they're still in Berwick High School in the vault. Still stacks of film. Now, are they any good? I doubt it.
Yeah.
But hopefully somebody thought to get them put on VCR.
That'd be nice.
Which is probably just about at the end of its time life too. So
a little bit.
You need to get it on digital.
Yeah, digitize it some way. I mean, I want to look at it. I'm a stats nut. I mean, like even. Just some of the work that we did for, some of the newer teams for Circle W this summer, and, even one of the projects that we're kind of undertaking with, incorporating or reincorporating the Sailor files, digital's king. So.
Yeah, and we're really excited about that with the new PFN resource guide. Hope to have it out by spring. So, Ed, we talked a lot just now. Well, let's go back to what we started with.
Alrighty.
We're in the middle of the year.
I know. I still can't believe it.
So let's look at some rankings now. We're going to look at rankings out east. We're going to go District 1 right now.
All right.
And the classes now, Downingtown West, they're mowing people down, and they're 5-0, so they lead 6A in District 1. And right there's a name that I'm familiar with from years ago, CB West.
Central Bucks.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
Downingtown East right there at 5-0. We got Plymouth, Whitemarsh, and Solderton.
North Penn hanging in there. Yep.
So, that's your leaders right now in 6A in District 1. And 5A, you got, believe it or not, here's a name you're not used to hearing up in the leaderboard, Kennett.
Yeah.
Doing a good job over there. Marple Newton, they had some stars this week. Every week they've been sending me stars for the Keystone Club.
Yeah.
So, congratulations to Marple Newton. Can they hold out? I looked at the schedules of a lot of teams today. I took some time to look around, and we're still in that feel it out, but we're about to hit that whole, now the meat games are coming in.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a big one down in District 11 this week, so we'll talk about that. But Cheltenham, Academy Park, now they took a loss last week, but Still a strong team. Strathaven, they're your leaders in 5A, 4A in District 1. By the way, this is PFN Presents the State of PA Football. So that's what we're talking about, the State of PA Football. We're here live at Champs in downtown State College.
Center of the state, Happy Valley.
In the center of the state, Happy Valley. You know, the Jonas Brothers were here a couple of weeks ago in this very building, right where we're at. I think they were up there, I'm pretty sure.
I think so, yeah.
I have no idea where they were. But they were somewhere in here.
They're big-time Penn State fans.
Yeah, they are, yeah, James Franklin. But anyway, in 3A down there, there's a team that we're going to have to start watching out for. Albie Crosby down at Newman Goretti, got them 5-0. Talked about them a couple of years now. They were 2A last year.
Yep.
Now they're 3A. They moved up to 3A. Pope John Paul down in District 1, down in Phoenixville area, 4-1. They got a really potent offense down there, and they're kicking some butt. Kamal Gray leading the way. And in 1A, they only have a couple of schools down there, but you got Jenkintown that's undefeated in 1. So those are your leaders in District 1. We're going to pull up some District 2 leaders. In District 2, Single A, Old Forge leads the way. They're also one of our top-ranked teams in Single A. Mm-hmm. And 4-0. Then you got Northwest and Lackawanna Trail. Lackawanna Trail, of course, was there last year.
Yep.
In 2A, this is a name I haven't seen up that way in a while. And back in the 80s and early 90s, they were strong. Mid-Valley. Yeah. Mid-Valley's doing good. Dunmore right there. It's a little knotted right now. Dunmore, Riverside, 3-2, 3-2, 2-2. So those are your AA schools up in northeastern PA in District 2. In 3A, Wyoming area, the Warriors are strong.
Yeah.
So, and they've got a big game coming up next week. Western Wayne, also a strong team up there. Lake Lehman at 4-1. So those are your three leaders in AAA District 2. Now, 4A in District 2.
Yeah.
So, right now you got Dallas, Berwick, and Valley View. Your top three, they're the class. Yep. They're all 5-0. Mm-hmm.
And even your fourth-ranked team, Crestwood, they ek out a 1-point victory over Williamsport in the final seconds.
Big win
last
for Crestwood.
Week, so.
Final seconds against the Millionaires, and what a game that must have been at.
Yeah.
And it was an incredible game, but this is going to change this week because Berwick and Valley View are going to knock heads this week.
Yep.
Up in Scranton.
That's going to be a good one.
That's going to be a good game.
That's going to be a good one.
Janassa Boone, if you're a Division I school and you're looking for a quarterback who can scramble and get around, he kind of reminds me of a Cordell Stewart kind of guy. He can sling the ball, but he can run the ball.
Right.
So if you're a D1 coach and you're looking for a quarterback, Janassa Boone's the guy for you. I'm hoping that – I heard a rumor that the coach's son, Howanitz, is out, possibly an ACL. I'm not going to go any farther with that, but
let's hope not.
I sure hope that's not the case. But we wish you a speedy recovery if that actually is what's going on. In 5A over in District 2, we've got Southern Lehigh, East Stroudsburg South, two teams. Well, Stroudsburg South is one we talked about all summer long and into the free season. So those are your leaders right there with the Paul Pack area at 2 and 3. 6A, they have 5 teams in 6A, and there's one team that seems to want it the most, and that's Del Val.
Yeah.
And Del Val at 4-1, they control their own destiny right now. We'll see how they do the rest of the season. Let's go down to District 3. This is one of my favorite districts. Millersburg, of course, 2 and 3. They lead the Single A. They only have 3 Single A teams down there, so Millersburg, Halifax, Fairfield. Fairfield is probably essentially eliminated, as well as probably Halifax. 2A is a different story down in District 3. Upper Dauphin area, Steelton High, who just lost last week.
Yeah.
So, and they lost to a strong team, so we're not going to punish them that bad in the rankings.
Yeah.
So when you lose to a bigger team, we don't hit you that hard. But
and that's the whole point of that power rankings format. If you're playing, teams that are a class or 2 classes, 3 classes ahead of you, you're not, just you get something rather than just nothing with the old, the state playoff format.
I talk about Steel High and Penns Valley in the same breath all the time because Steel Valley is one of those schools where they're in a league where they're banging up against bigger teams.
Yep.
And they banged one this week, and it showed. Trinity, 4-1. Trinity, big game this week for Trinity, too. We'll talk about that later on. In 3A down in District 3 right now in the league. And this is, by the way, this is the power ranking system. So this is not by league.
Yep.
This is the playoffs right now. The top teams in the playoffs.
As they stand right now through week 5.
So right now, Wyomissing is your top team right now. And we said it before, big game this week. We'll find out with Wilson. It's a huge game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Middletown area, everybody said, oh, they're going to be down this year.
They're sitting in second.
Jose Lopez, he was injured 2 weeks ago, but he's back. Running the ball, had I think, an interception return for touchdown this week. So Middletown right there, number 3, Lancaster Catholic, 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
You can't count Lancaster Catholic out. But Wyomissing right now looks to be the class of that field.
Yeah.
And they might be heading for a big battle with Middletown.
Yeah, that'll shape up towards the end of the year here.
Yeah. 4A, big surprise. How you doing, Tigers? Fleetwood. Right there, you're leading the pack. You're on top right now. I can't say how proud I am of Coach Gall and that team down there. What a job they've done down there. They've got some great players down there. Go Tigers. Lampeter Strasburg, 5-0. York Suburban. We talked about the York teams all last year.
Yeah.
And -1, I think they're strong again this year. Suburban looks really strong. Susquehanna Township, they just keep rolling at 4-1. So that's your top 4. Berks Catholic comes in at number 5 due to conference win. Milton Hershey's at 4-1. West Perry at 4-1. Gettysburg at 4-1. Donegal at 4-1. I mean,
you got a lot of teams.
That's a log jam right now.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's what I was talking about. Like this year seems like last year where everybody's still in it a good portion.
Yeah.
5A, I'd like to go see this team, Warwick. They're just pounding out the points, and they're on top of the standings right now. Northeastern, a big surprise this year. Northeastern in there at number 2. Who knew? Cocalico 4-1. Shippensburg 5-0. Mechanicsburg, here we go again, 5 or 4-1.
Yep.
That's your top 5 down there, followed by William Penn and Manheim Central, who I don't know what happened to the Barons.
I don't know. Yeah.
So like you said, Ed, cyclical.
Yeah.
And in 6A, there they are, Wilson.
Yep.
Wilson, Manheim Township, Harrisburg, Cedar Crest, Central Dauphin right there. I'm going to see Harrisburg and Central Dauphin on Saturday,
That'll be a good one.
I'm expecting a big game.
That'll be a good one.
Big shout out to you, Joe Gilloway and Dave Berman. Can't wait to be down there and cover the game with you guys. We'll see you at halftime. The Lingelstown Gazette, of course, Lingelstown Gazette puts a lot of our stuff on their website, and we do appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Our job at PA Football News is to give people the news, and if you see something you like, take it. Just give us credit. That's all.
Yeah.
Let everybody know. But we're trying to provide the best we can. I started last year with this website, and every week we try to change things, don't we, Ed?
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
Your phone rings every day, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Sometimes more often than not, but yeah.
So yeah, it's like
you've been getting better about
what
calling
can
me
I
at
do?
2 o'clock in the morning.
What can I do? What can I do?
Yeah.
It's not the 2 o'clock in the morning things. It's do not call Ed Weaver at Circle W at 8 o'clock in the morning.
No, I'm still
Because
a little tired because I'm going to bed at 4 a.m.
Hello. Yeah.
Especially after a football Friday. I mean, last week I didn't get done writing my story until 4:30, so I was a little groggy.
Yeah. So that's your District 3 standings as we sit right now. And
you want to talk a little District 4?
Why don't you take District 4 for me?
Sure.
Ed?
Yeah. Class 6A, our only team, Williamsport, sitting at 3-2 right now. Williamsport, of course, a tough loss. Yeah, they're sitting 3-1. They fall final seconds to Crestwood the other night. But I mean, the Millionaires are starting to turn the program around a little bit.
Chuck Cruz does a great job.
Chuck does.
I love
Coach
Chuck.
He's a great job.
He's a great coach.
He's a great. He's a great talker.
He's a Cheltenham area man.
He gets you fired up every time that you hear him talk. I mean, I'd like to run through a brick wall for that guy.
Yeah.
He just gets you so fired up, and But
I feel bad because you'd like to see the numbers out at Williamsport. You just don't. He's trying. He's doing a great job, and that was a heartbreaking loss. Now, give credit where credit's due. Crestwood has some athletes.
Oh, absolutely.
So athlete versus athlete on every night, something can happen.
Absolutely. Moving down to 4A, we have Jersey Shore sitting at 3-2, and then we have 3 teams that are all at 2-3. You have Selinsgrove, Midwest at 2-3, and then Columbia Montour Votech, CMVT, all 2-3. So
Midwest is a better team than 2-3.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I mean, they ran into a really strong
Jim Thorpe team. Yeah. And for their second year of the program, Coach Hatter is doing wonderful things down there with the kids. I mean, you figure, probably once you start a new program, you're looking, for probably a winning season, maybe 5 years down the road, 7 years down the road.
Yeah.
And first year he finishes 500, qualifies for the playoffs. And, year 2, he's sitting right, in third place with,
right
a run for where anything can go his way.
Unfortunately, they come to Penns Valley.
Yeah, I know. That's going to be a tough one for them.
It's going to be a tough one for them. And, we'll just stop you right there. I was going to bring this up later on, but I covered the Jim Thorpe game, and at the end of the game, we had to end the game early. Unfortunately, Joe Rodriguez went down, and it was very scary.
Yeah.
We brought the ambulance out on the field, and we ended the game, and the players were upset from Jim Thorpe and for Midwest, but they took him off, and he seemed like he couldn't move his legs at first, and he was in a lot of pain when they moved him. But I'm happy to report that there's no breaks, no tears.
That's the good
thing. They think it's like a pinched nerve or a ruptured disc. I haven't gotten a full update yet, but that's where we were at the last update I had. So, hopefully you can get that back fixed up. If it's what, we're talking about, you can get back and play this year, buddy. So we're praying for you, and we hope you have a better recovery. Ed, sorry.
No, not a problem. In AAA, Montoursville, I mean, this is a team that, 2 years ago, they were, they kind of had a rough season. Last year, Coach Kiefer, righted the ship, got things going back on the right track, and now they're sitting at 5-0, top of the AAA rankings. Danville 4-1. I know they've had a rough season here the first half of the year, losing Coach Kaiser, but for them to be 4-1 at the midpoint of the season with some of the adversity that those guys have had to overcome, I mean that's a hell of a start.
Yeah, let's talk about your next team. The next team down, number 3 in the standings right now, Loyalsock.
3-2. Yep.
Yeah, 3-2, but they lost 2 games that could have went the other way, just weren't out for a couple plays.
Right, yeah.
And, their first week, right out of the gate, they had to face North Scoop.
Yeah, so, that wasn't easy.
So that's not easy, too. But, and of course, I think they lost last week, too.
Yes, they did. So, they had Montoursville last week.
Montoursville.
Battle at the bridge. And
Montoursville, I guess, gets the bridge. If you're from Loyalsock, you can't go over that bridge anymore.
Yeah.
So, because it belongs to Montoursville now. So.
But Mifflinburg coming in at number 4 at 4-1.
Yeah.
Central Columbia, they had a rough week. They ran into the buzzsaw that is Southern Columbia. But they're still sitting at 5th overall at 3-2, and then knocking on the door, Lewisburg, second year with Coach Persing. Max Moyers is having another fantastic season.
Yeah, and I like Coach Persing. He does a great job. He's a wonderful coach down there in Lewisburg, and the field they play on.
Oh, one of the best.
One
of the best.
It's my favorite stadium and my favorite campus, Bucknell University.
Absolutely.
They play at Christie Methodist Stadium, so I get to say that about Lewisburg. But what a good job he does down there with his athletes.
Second year between Moyers, Nick Shidleski's having a solid year for him at quarterback.
Yeah.
So I mean, and they play in another tough division up here.
Yeah.
So moving on to Class AA, you already know who's at number 1.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later on when we talk about points, because they're not alone right now. No. Surprise, surprise, they're not alone.
There's a couple.
Yeah, and there's a team that's actually tied with them for points right now.
Yeah.
So
Southern Columbia, 5-0, top of the District 4 AA rankings. Troy coming in at 4-1.
How'd you like to be Troy right now? They got an athlete like him up there, and they got a great class, and just like any other AA right now, it's Southern Columbia's in our way.
Well, last year those two were the top, or those two. Troy was a 7 seed. I think we were the 8 seed, or vice versa. Troy beats us, and then they get the consolation prize of going up against Southern Columbia.
Do you want to win that game?
The second round, I mean, we turned the ball over 6 times. So, but Troy's having a solid year. Damian Landon is a freaking workhorse for them at the fullback running back spot. Caleb Binford's having a great year. Dominic Ayers is having a good year. Their defense is unreal. You talk about the big guys up front with Jack Inch.
And they're big.
His brother Mason, I mean, he's a sophomore, and I think he's as big as I am.
Yeah, they're big
6
kids.
foot, 260, 270. I mean, just that whole line, when we played them week 2, we struggled. Watching them against Bald Eagle.
Give him a shout out too, Jack Imp. If you're a D1 coach looking for a big lineman,
tank.
I mean, he's not just big, and yes, he plays in a small school, but he's big school big.
He can move.
Mean, go up there to Troy and take a look at this kid because you don't want to let him get away. Big kid, a lot of talent, fast, and kind of reminds me of Blake Zalar out of Shamokin.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's probably a very good comparison.
He does look like that, man. Of course, Blake's at Penn State, and they're giving him high marks up there as a walk-in. And Coach Franklin just talked about him last week. So congratulations to you, Blake, on that. But Mount Carmel third, 3-2 right now. I mean, they had the loss week 2 against Southern Columbia. And then I think they just lost to North Schuylkill last week. North Schuylkill, there's that team again. So North Schuylkill has beaten 2 teams.
They're whooping up on District 4 this year.
But Mount Carmel was in control of that game going into the third quarter.
They were.
But North Schuylkill just took over, and that was it. But, so, I mean, it is what it is.
Yep. My guys in Wellsboro coming in 4th at 4-1.
Yep.
Homecomings this week against Athens.
Oh, that's right. It's that time of the year where
it's that time of the year.
From here on out, every game I go to is either going to be senior night or homecoming.
Yep. So, we're going through homecoming right now, and I'm about ready to pull my hair out. But I'm trying to get everything organized and in tip-top shape for when Jack Young
up in
comes
Wellsboro,
down.
do they do the big homecoming parade?
Oh, yeah. We have a parade.
Downtown. It's
goes
through
right downtown. Oh,
it's got to be beautiful up there in Wellsboro.
We started
been to Wellsboro, go.
Yeah, come on
it's
up.
It's gorgeous.
We started at our high school. We wind down, go right downtown near the gas lights on Main Street there, turn around, head back up to the school. And I mean, it's a zoo, I'll tell you that much.
Good.
But it's a lot of fun. I know our student council has put in a lot of hard work this week, trying to, organizing all the events. And
I think this week is Penn's Valley's homecoming. That's why I'm going elsewhere.
Yeah.
But, you got Line Mountain there.
Line Mountain at 5 at 3-2.
Class A.
Yeah. Tell you what, this one seems to be pretty much wide open. Canton, number 1, the only undefeated team in Class A. They're 5-0. They've kind of cruised their way through through the first half of the season. Athens gave them a run for their money last week in the Gold Out game for Cancer. But still, I mean, talk about a highlight reel. Uriah Bailey, a 97-yard touchdown run.
Yeah.
That kind of, shifted the momentum into Canton's favor in the second half, I believe it was. But, I mean, just a phenomenal play.
Yeah, when Coach sent that to me for the Keystone Club, he put it in capitals. Happy about that, but
we love
let's talk about the Gold Out for Cancer too.
Yeah.
Why do we do that up there at Canton this year?
Well, you have Timmy Ward. Yeah. I mean, he was one student, and then Athens also has another student that I think she's a little bit younger. But the two towns, the two communities came together. I know last Thursday our middle school program was supposed to play Athens. Their AD called me and said, "Hey, this is what we're doing up here. We're having a town-wide pep rally." It was their homecoming last week, so they kind of had a lot of high hopes coming into that game. Kind of came up a little empty-handed, unfortunately. But, I mean, just what both of those schools were able to accomplish, I mean, it's awesome, And
I mean, it's great, and we hope...
Timmy, we love you, buddy. We can't wait to see you back on the field.
Man. Keep grinding, buddy.
Yep. South Williamsport, 4-1. Sayre at 4-1. I'll tell you what, Sayre's had a little bit of a program resurgence now with Coach Gorman taking over. We talked about my playing career with the 1-8s or the 1-9s and the 2-8s and the 3s and 7 seasons. I mean, that was Sayre for so many years.
Oh boy, I can remember even when I was young.
Yeah.
I remember seeing across the news, and Sayre would get clobbered every week.
Yep.
And you would just be like, "Why are they playing football?
Yep.
This is why."
And this is why. Now, Coach Gorman has the ship righted around. He's an ex-college coach from Division III, and he's finally getting the Redskins on track.
Yeah.
And then in 4th, the last playoff seed there, Muncie at 3-2. But don't rule out Montgomery. They can make a run here the second half of the season.
Well, they had a big win this week.
They did have a big win.
They had a huge win at Montgomery. So So that's District 4. That's the standings in District 4 right now. Again, this is PFN presents the State of PA football, and right now we're at the mid-season point. We're at Champs, Downtown State College, and I don't know about you, Ed, but I just got a whiff of wings.
I did too, and it's making me hungry.
I am so hungry. Is it 8 o'clock yet? Because I will be ordering wings as soon as we close this laptop.
I'm going to have to take something for the road to eat on the way up, because I am starving. I haven't eaten since 10 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, they smell so good.
They do.
So let's go off to District 5, and District 5 is pretty easy. They don't have much going on down there, but Tussey Mountain, the class of the field down in District 5 right now. They're leading. They're 5-0. They had a big win 2 weeks ago against Northern Bedford, who's second at 3-2. Winbur's at 3-2. So Winbur, of course, we've talked about Winbur. They have that crazy offense. It's really hard. So that's your single eye in District 5 right now. So
District 6.
We're going to go to District 6 right now, and we'll just mention them briefly because it's kind of District 6, but it's not. But I mean, State College plays a District 3 schedule down at the Mid-Penn, but State College, of course, they lead 5-0. Altoona, of course, 1-4. Mifflin County's having a rough year.
Right.
Last year they had a great year, but this year's pretty rough for them. 0-5. You know, they could make a run starting this week.
They could.
They've been beaten by some big teams. In the 5A, of course, it's a sub-regional with District 8 and District 6, and you got Hollidaysburg and Brashear in there. And Hollidaysburg is at 2-3, Brashear at 1-4. So, you know, District 6-8, you know, it's a grind right there. But we're going to talk about 4A right now in District 6. Clearfield.
Yeah.
Bellefonte.
Yeah.
Something's got to break. Clearfield is 5-0. Bellefonte is 4-1. I saw Bellefonte 2 weeks ago. Strong team. Or was that last week? No, it was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, I think you were there.
2 weeks ago. I don't remember where I went last week. That's what I said. It's like
it's been a blur, man. It's been a blur.
But Clearfield coming in with Oliver Billett throwing the ball all over the place, and they're playing They're playing really good offense. They're giving up some points though. Yeah. And I think Bellefonte and CJ Funk are probably chopping their lip.
I think so.
Chopping at the bit for that because
that's a game they have marked on the schedule.
I'm interested to see this because just to run the ball.
Yeah.
So we're going to see what happens there. And that's my game of the week. So I'm going to go to Bellefonte this week and check out Timmy Janoko. And of course, they have some great players there. The Lesser brothers have all come through there.
Yeah.
And Jake right now is leading the pack for them. He's catching balls, but that's going to be an interesting one. So you got Clearfield and Bellefonte. And, you know, that's probably it in 4A. 3A looks about the same. Bald Eagle area, we talked about before we started on the air. Jesse Nagel lost a bunch of guys, but they're all back.
Yeah, that's good.
So Jaden Jones and
Matt Reese.
Matty Reese, he's going to play this week some. Bald Eagle sits there 4-1 all by themselves at the top. The closest they have is Westmont Hilltop at 3-2. Central Martinsburg 2-3. They've already beat Central, so you know that's a non-factor. And Tyrone, they play Tyrone, Bald Eagle this week.
Yeah.
So this is their week to pull ahead for Bald Eagle. 2A in District 6, however, is a different story.
Yes.
A different story. Bellwood Annis, they have people surprised this year, but not.
Yeah.
They are very strong this year, and they're knocking teams down. They're sitting there at 5-0. Right behind them, Richland, who is also surprising team.
Yeah.
And we went down to Richland.
We did, yeah. We were at their combine this year.
Yeah, and we were at the District 6, the SAFCA combine, and, you know, just looking at the facilities.
I tell you what, you know, you say Bucknell's your favorite, you know, campus favorite collegiate campus where high school teams play. Richland Stadium reminds you of playing on a collegiate campus. I mean, everything is right there. I mean, they practically do because Pitt Johnstown is right there. You know, kind of right back behind the school.
And there's and then they
have another.
I can't remember
a vocational school or tech school or something like that. So I mean, there's 3 schools all in one area. But I mean, you talk about a beautiful laid out campus. That's Richland right there.
Hats off to Richland. You did it right. It looks
awesome.
You could turn the heat up a little bit in May, okay?
Tone down the wind a little bit on top of the hill. It was a little chilly.
But, you know, we survived.
We made her.
Yeah, and then Ligonier Valley.
Yeah, and I think we should give a little shout out to Coach Roger Beitel. Picked up his 100th Heritage Conference win on Friday night. So congratulations, Coach.
Yeah, way to go, Coach. We love you, man. Good job. So right on down the line, Penn Valley.
Penn Valley hanging right in there.
4-1, hanging right in there. The Stingers of Marion Center are 4-1.
Good year for them.
That's your shocker. If there was a team that you would describe as not overachieving, but the biggest surprise, I would put Marion Center at the top of that list. And I know you guys at Bleachers Coach, a couple of you guys are watching, but you had this out there. This is one of the teams that is definitely doing a lot better than many people expected. Marion Center. Bishop Carroll at 3-2 and Southern Huntington at 3-2. So that kind of rounds out your double A in District 6. Single A, we got the same thing. Look at this logjam here.
Yeah.
Bishop Guilfoyle, Homer Center, Portage. You got Judiata Valley, and you got Claysburg Kindle, all sitting at 4-1.
Yeah.
All right, and this is all going to bust out.
In the next couple of weeks here.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Guilfoyle and Homer Center and Portage, Juniata Valley. These guys are all banging against each other.
The other Hornets.
Yeah. So, Purchase Line, don't count them out at 3-2 either. They got a strong team out there at Purchase Line, and look at Salzburg sitting there at 3-2. Last year, they were canceling games.
Yeah.
That's one of those teams we were talking about.
Right. Yep.
Canceling games. So, I mean, there you go. So, we want to do this one next. I guess we might as well. But we'll have to pull my website up for this one. So we're going to talk about District 7, but Ed, why don't you tell them where we're at and what we're doing while I pull this up?
So we're at Champs downtown here in State College, right in the heart of Happy Valley, Center County, my old stomping grounds. So we're having a good time. I mean, we like to talk football on a Tuesday night, kind of recap the week that was and look ahead to the week that will be. So, I mean, we're just two guys that love football, and
I'll tell you what. And this is a great place to be, Champs.
Oh, I mean, this is great. I was telling you before we started. This is the first time I've been in this location since they took over and remodeled it. And I mean, it's just a great facility.
This used to be Chili's or something, right?
Something like that. Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember what was here before.
All right, so let's tackle the big elephant here, District 7.
The Whippeal.
Yeah. Biggest district in the state. Mm-hmm. And most teams in the state, they got some powerhouses out here.
They do.
North Allegheny leads the way right now, and right now I'm just gonna give a shout out because I was gonna pull mine up, but I decided to use yours. So shout out to you, Ian, and Steelers and that on Twitter. We're on your website right now. We're looking at your rankings, and you're very fancy. You've got the little helmets like ours.
I like it.
Yeah. So we're looking at the website, and this is on steelcityblitz.com, and you go to Ian's Corner, and you can find these rankings right there. So North Allegheny leading the way, 5-0. Pine Richland right behind them.
Yep. Pine
Richland has a huge game this week. They play Central Catholic.
That'll be a good one.
So that's a big game, and that's gonna say who's going and who's not. Probably.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So Mount Lebo at 3-2 right now, with the conference record of 3-1. Central Catholic conference record of 3-2. So that's your top in the Whippeal. So we're going to go to the Allegheny 8 in 5A. Peters Township with a great big win last week, and congratulations to you guys for that big win over Penn Trafford. And that's just that's a game we were looking forward to. 5-0. Bethel Park 3-1. Moon, you're at 4-1. The Moon Tigers doing a good job. Upper St. Clair, that's a team to watch at 4-1 too.
Yeah.
So, all these teams are battling for spots in the playoffs right now. Down below, we're going to move down to the Big East Conference. Penn Trafford leads the way at 4-1 after that loss last week. 3-1 is Franklin Regional. Coach Bada, he's a great friend of mine. I love him, man. If you ever get to meet a great guy, he's one. And then you got Gateway at 4-1. You got McKeesport right there at 3-2. 2-1 in the conference, though. And I believe, if I'm correct, they use conference records out here.
I believe so.
So that's why these records are a little deceiving. But that's your top four in that conference, and that's a strong-looking conference. And in Northern Conference, got North Hills. North Hills just they're a strong team, but they took one on the chin last week. And Penn Hills, of course, the defending champion. They struggled last week with a 7-6 win. Or 7-3, I think it was. And then behind them, you've got Hampton at 2-2. So, there's a little bit of separation going on right there. Down in the 4A, you got Knock, the Knights. Hey, I hope I'm saying that right, Knock. I never asked anybody. 4-0 in the conference, 5-0 overall. And South Fayette, you've got a big game this week. Mark Ross is going to be there covering that game for us. And they're sitting there in second at 2-0 in the conference, 4-1. Blackhawk, this is going to be where the separation happens because South Fayette and Blackhawk play each other this weekend.
Yep.
So that should be a big, big game out there. 3-1 Blackhawk. Newcastle is sitting at 3-2, 2-1 in the conference right now. Let's go down to the Big 8 conference, and there it is right there, Thomas Jefferson. They've already started to separate. They're 4-0 right now. West Mifflin at 2-0, but 3-2 in overall. Greensburg-Salem at 2-0. That's, I think right there, Thomas Jefferson is the class of that right there.
Yeah.
In 3A, Elizabeth Forward, 4-0. Sitting there at 3-0 in the conference. They had kind of a down year last year. The year before they were really good.
Yep.
They're back. They're doing a good job. Trojans of North Catholic at 3-0 in the league, 3-1 overall. And Deer Lakes right there, 3-1. Deer Lakes always strong. Dairy area, they're at 3-2, at 2-1 in the league. So we're at the Tri-County Conference. One of my favorite coaches, Mark Lyons in Central Valley, doing a great job out there. 3-0, 5-0 in overall. But then there they are, Aliquippa.
Defending state champs, yeah.
Yeah, 5-0, and Mark Ross covered them last week. And he said, boy, they've got some athletes. He said they can run the ball like crazy.
When do they not have athletes?
But quarterback play a little bit tough, but that's Aliquippa. The line is big. And Quinn, he transferred in last year, and he's doing a good job down there. He's really, really big kid, well put together. You got South Park at 2-1. So let's move on to Class 2A out there. There's Avonworth. The Lopes are at Avonworth at 5-0, 3-0 in the league. And there you see it, Shady Side.
Yep.
2-0 in the league, 3-1, but they're not playing this week.
Right.
It's a shame to see that, And there's Apollo Ridge right there, the team that they forfeited to. 2-1.
That's tough. Two top teams in the top three of the standings, and they have to forfeit. That's
Yeah. So, in East Allegheny's there at 2-1. So, and moving on to the interstate, Southmoreland. We talked about them last week when I was with Phil out at North Athens. No, I wasn't with Phil. I was with my friends from WHVL. But Joe. Southmoreland is trying to break a 25-year drought in the appeal playoffs.
Wow. Well,
and at 5-0,
right now,
they're on their way.
Yeah.
However, if you see who's sitting next, 5-0, McGuffey.
Yep.
All right. So McGuffey is right there behind him, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to look it up right now. Southmoreland and McGuffey meet
this week. Nice.
I believe AJ is going to be there. AJWPIAL on Twitter. I believe he's heading to that game.
Good.
So
look forward to seeing his coverage.
Two big ones. Yeah, two big games this weekend. Washington, 5-0. What a log game that is in that conference,
seriously,
right?
Holy cow.
What a strong conference with the Prexies and McGuffey. I mean, Charleroi is no slouch either. 3-1, 2-1 in the conference. They're doing good. Hi to my friends at Charleroi right now. Brownsville, 1-2, you got some pitching up to do, guys. Come on, Falcons, get moving. Play some ball. Midwestern Conference. It's unusual. Like last year, we talked about Freedom a lot.
Yeah.
The Bulldogs.
Yep.
Because they were last year. This division was super strong that they were in. Right now, Freedom is 5-0.
Wow.
But I think they've played a team. Only one team has a win.
Yeah.
And that could still be this week.
Right.
So, we'll see what happens there. Neshannock, the Lancers are back at 4-1. 3-0 in the conference. New Brighton at 4-1, 2-0 in the conference. Conference play is coming up right now for these guys, and we're going to see what shakes out there. The Three Rivers Conference, Burgettstown leads the way at 4-0. Brentwood, they're a strong team at 4-1, 3-0 in the conference. Southside Beaver 2-1, South Allegheny 2-1 in the conference. So that's your 2A for the Whitfield. And we're going to move down to Class 1A. There's Stowe Rocks sitting right at the top of the Big 7. Stowe Rocks, Eric Williams throwing the ball all over the place. He's having a heck of a year. Of course, he's the record holder from last year, and he's looking to break that record again. Nice quarterback.
Yep.
You know, if you're a MAC school out there looking for a quarterback, take a look at this kid. You know, or maybe a Patriot League, and grab a hold of this kid because, you know, he can play at that level. Laurel, of course, they were our number 1 team, but they took a beating last week.
They did. Yeah, they did.
They went down to Clareton, who we had ranked, but we were waiting. We took them out. We were waiting for Clareton to show up. But Laurel, right there, at 2-0 in the conference, so it really doesn't affect their conference standings, but their overall record at 4-1. Olsh, Our Lady Sacred Heart, 3-1, 4-1 record overall. And look at Cornell right there. Cornell canceled their program a couple of years ago. Brought it back. And here they are, 3-1, 2-1 overall.
Good for them.
Their only loss is Stowe Rocks.
Yeah.
To the leaders of the conference. So good for them. Great for you, Coach. I'm very happy for you. Eastern Conference, the usual suspects. Jeanette's at the top right now. The Jayhawks, you know, Coach Hall just does a good job every year. And Clareton's back there, 2-0 in the conference, 3-2 overall. We're going to find out later on that they're back in our rankings right now. So there's the Whitfield, and one more. We've got the Tri-County South. West Green, we're running behind, so we're going to have to pick up the pace. But West Green and their their running back, Ben Green is just running all over the place. And we're going to run a number by you here in a few minutes here. West Green leading the pack at 4-0, 5-0 overall. California's 3-2 and 2-0 in the conference. So there's District 7 for you. District 8 we kind of can skip over because they're in the sub-regionals. District 9 is a small district. We can cover them real quick. District 9, and we get that sub-regional with Clearfield and Bellefonte, Juniata. The 3A is a tough one right now.
Yeah, what does that say? Bedford said 5-0.
Bedford is playing some good football.
Yeah, they are.
They had 4 touchdowns of 2 plays or less.
Wow.
Last week. So they're really playing good. St. Mary's in the 3A, they're doing a good job. And then you have Westinghouse and Perry in District 8. They're a part of that sub-regional at 2 and 3. And in 2A, you've got Clarion at 5-0. Boy, are they're loving that jointure with Clarion Limestone right now. And they're playing good football up there.
Yep.
Here's a big shout out to my man, Mr. Smith, and the quarterback out at Kane. The Wolves. Look at the Wolves. They're 5-0.
I know, right?
It's like old days again, man.
Yeah.
Here's the Kane back again, Todd Silfies used to have him up. He left. They were down for a couple of years, but boy, Kane's right there again. Ridgeway at 4, Brookville at 4-1, Keystone at 4-1.
Some good football.
Don't count out Corn City at 3-2 up in District 9.
Some good football in AA District 9 this year. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're not going to leave District. We're not going to leave Single A out either.
No.
Red Bank Valley 5-0, Coudersport 4-0, AC Valley. Go Falcon Knights at 4-1, Smethport 4-0. I mean.
Top 4 right there, all undefeated. Yeah, that's crazy.
Good football up there. Good football. So let's jump up to District 10 real quick. And while we're waiting, there it is, District 10. Region 1, Reynolds. You took one on the chin last week. They're right there. Farrell's right there, 3-2. Farrell's back. They're winning games again. They put up over 60 points this week. Reynolds lost to Maplewood in Region 2. So Maplewood sits there at 5-0. They're going to be, they're a contender. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens when them and Farrell mingle up. Union City at 3-2. In Region 3, you've got Conneaut, Ohio. Of course, they don't play in the PIAA, but Northwestern at 3-2. Wilmington 5-0. They reloaded.
Yeah.
The Lions playing good. I watched some film the other day. Last year they had some athletes. This year they're just very technically sound.
Yeah.
Very technically sound. Everything is good about them. Region 6. Here's a big surprise in 3A, guys. Harbor Creek at 5-0.
Wow.
I mean, I can't remember the last time the Harbor Creek team was 5-0. So 2-0 in their conference. Mercyhurst Prep at 3-3. They're having a little bit of a rough year, of course. Now they're off this weekend.
Yep.
Coach is going to rest their team. They get the forfeit this week. And Girard at 2-3. Region 7. There's another one that people kind of overlook, and I'm one of them. I thought when their running back graduated, they'd be out of it. But there's Royal City right back there at 5-0 again. Of course, that's a 4A team that's playing 5A right now.
Yeah.
Meadville playing some good football at 4-1. McDowell in 6A up in District 10. They're just playing really good ball right now.
Yep.
Cathedral Prep, big game this week for Cathedral Prep. Now and Valley class of single A down there. Tri-Valley at 1-4. That's just as close as it gets.
Yeah.
Williams Valley at 5-0. They're pretty much in control.
Yep.
In 2A, West Catholic, they're at 3-2 right now. Monomoy Area's at 3-2, and in 3A we got, and this is a big one, Tamaqua, North Schuylkill. Tamaqua at 5-0. North Schuylkill, of course, the one loss this year, 4-1. Jim Thorpe 5-0. I saw Jim Thorpe last week. Very, very strong team. C.J. Selby, great player.
Yeah.
What a great player he is.
Yeah.
And good running back. Boy, can he move. And that's a log jam right there. And that's going to break up this week. Maybe not. Maybe it gets worse.
Right.
North Schuylkill and Jim Thorpe are going to bang heads. Brian Tashinsky is going to be there. Have
Hollywood.
fun, Hollywood. Go get him, Hollywood. Wear them glasses, man. Yeah, I sent your shirt out today, so you should get a shirt this week, buddy. Make it look good. I know you will. Hollywood.
Hollywood makes everything look good.
Yeah, I know. He's like a star.
It's the hair.
It's like, do you ever notice like when Tashinsky moves on the sidelines, and like you don't see his legs move. He just kind of he's like a ghost.
He's like White Goodman from Dodgeball. He's got the hair.
Yeah, he's got the hair. Yeah, and the glasses. 4A, Bethlehem Catholic. Of course, they lost this week. A tough one in Nazareth. And they're 3-2. Saucon Valley sits there at 4-1. Pottsville, Crimson Tide. Hey,
they're hanging in right there.
4-1. Northwestern Lehigh at 4-1. So there's a log game right there in 4A. 5A, we got Southern Lehigh and East Stroudsburg South at 5-0. Those two are going to bang heads soon. Nazareth in 6A, 5-0. Easton area, 5-0. Freedom, 4-1. Parkland, 3-2. Parkland with a big weekend. So, I mean, we talk about that too. Those teams down there just beat the daylights out of each other.
Right.
And, there's Liberty sitting there at 3-2, but that's a strong Liberty team.
Absolutely.
So here it's crazy. What do we got left?
On to District 12.
District 12. Let's take a look at District 12. These are the PCL standings. And I'm going to mention this because it's important, but LaSalle College and the PCL sitting there at 4-0, 2-0 in the conference. St. Joe's Prep sitting there at 1-2. Those two bang heads this week.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
That's going to be a big
good one
down there. I'm looking forward to the reports from that one. Froggy's going to be there, Mark Cafagno. So, Froggy, you picked a good game to go to this week, buddy. I know you didn't do it on purpose because, it's available to you, so you took it. But, have fun with that one. In 5A, you got Archbishop Wood. They're sitting there 3-1. And Archbishop Ryan, you got to talk about them. They're down this year at 1-3, but I thought they'd be better. Still a team that might make some noise, of course. And in the PCL standings, Newman Grady leads the standings at 5-0, and you got Archbishop Carroll sitting there, and Bonner Friendly. Bonner Friendly at 3-1. They're a strong team right now too. So Lansdale Catholic, West Catholic, all strong teams. So that's your PCL league, and I think we have one more to go, right?
I think so.
We have the public league.
Yep.
So we're going to switch around. And Ed, tell them where we're at again.
We are at Champs Downtown in beautiful State College, Pennsylvania.
You like how that works? Commercial break.
I know, right? On a Tuesday night, no better place to be.
We love it here. We're going to make a big announcement here real soon.
Yeah.
So the public rankings, Mastery Charter North, they're at 3-2, at 2-0 in the league. South Philadelphia, that's where Froggy coaches. He helps us out down there. So they're sitting there at 1-2, 1-0 in the league. Down in the Independence, we've got Bartram at 3-2, and Frankfurt at 2-3, and that'll do it for the mid-season report for league standings.
I still can't believe we're halfway through the regular season. It just doesn't seem like it, you know?
It's amazing. It really is amazing. But I guess the next thing we got to talk about, buddy, is we were going to bring up some big scores. We got some time for scores from last week, don't we?
We got a couple minutes.
Yeah. So let's bring it up. Last week, Nazareth, of course, I just mentioned that with the big win over Rebecca, 27-13.
Yeah.
So good win for them.
Yep.
Before I go any further, I want to give another player a shout out, David Weaver from Phillipsburg. He was taken off the field and taken to the hospital. He had some internal bleeding. He's back home now. He's doing good. So shout out to Mounties and David Weaver.
Get healed up, buddy.
You well too, buddy. You know, we don't want to see anybody. Here's Clareton 33, Laurel 7, Peters over North Hills. I made a mistake. It was the Penn Trafford game the week before.
Yep.
And North Hills, that was a big game. But there's that Middletown score, 49-21 over Steel High. Penn Charter with a huge win over Upper Dublin, 56-0. Of course, Penn Charter just keeps rolling along towards number 800.
Yeah, they do.
Crestwood with the big win, 15-14. North Schuylkill had the big comeback win over Mount Carmel. And State College, 27-17 over Chambersburg, Oil City. What a battle that was up in District 9
55-54.
Yeah.
Talking about a shootout. Holy cow.
Of course, you know, Du Bois was involved in one of the highest scoring game in history. So they're no strangers to
It's fitting
to
for them, right?
So it's fitting, yeah. I mean, it's right on. So Avonworth and Apollo Ridge. Avonworth, no problem with undefeated Apollo Ridge.
Yeah.
So moving on. It's the mid-season. Some bigger games are coming up now.
Yeah.
Down in District 1, Marple Newton at 5-0. They have a big game this week with Strathaven, 4-1. So that's a huge game down there. Strathaven piling up the yards on the ground, doing a good job. Marple Newton, they're doing their thing down there. So we're looking forward to that report. New Brighton and Neshannock out in District 7, both 4-1 teams. That's a clash.
Yeah.
That's a conference clash.
That'll be a good one.
So that should be a good game there. If you're looking for a really big game and you want to travel,
yeah,
you can call Shane.
Yeah.
Shane's going on a road trip.
Shane's going on a road trip?
Shane's going on a road trip.
Holy cow.
Shane and Bruce are going on a road trip.
Do we know what T-shirt he's going to be sporting this Friday?
Yeah, that's a mystery. Yeah, Shane, what? That's what we want to know. What stadium you're going to stop at and buy a shirt for?
That should be a new feature on PFN.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like wearing the World's Cup in San Diego. What shirt is Shane wearing?
Yeah, that's it. Or what shorts is Shane wearing?
That too.
That's it, man. So Shane's going on a road trip and he's going to go see this game. Cathedral Prep at Maryland. Perennial powerhouse, 3-time state champion, Fort Hill.
Yeah.
What a team that is. I had the pleasure of seeing them 2 years ago, and they are just a juggernaut. And they've been beaten on Pennsylvania this year already. They've already defeated 2 Pennsylvania teams this year. So, good luck to Cathedral Prep down there. Bring home the win.
That's right.
Do something nobody else has done. Beat them. Hey. South Warren McGuffey, we talked about that. Southern Columbia and South Williamsport. Just looking at the records, it looks like a big game anyway.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Bring back Dominic Bragalone. I'd like to see Dominic Bragalone square off against the Garcia brothers. Now that would be a game.
Yeah, that would be interesting. But Upper Dublin and Cheltenham down there in District 1, hey, big game for you guys down there. So, Cheltenham, of course, the Tigers, they're looking really good this year. Shout out to Chester too, my guys down at Chester. That was for you, Dave Berman. How you doing, buddy? So, Warwick and Cedar Crest. They said Warwick had a big game. Both 5-0 teams coming in. That is a huge. There's actually 3 big games in District 3.
Yeah.
Because right behind them is Wilson and Manheim Township.
Yeah.
I mean, does it
2
get
more
any bigger than
teams?
that?
No. Oh man, I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, Joe, you must be going out of your mind right now,
Yeah.
Joe Mays.
Yeah.
I mean, we miss you, Joe, behind the board back here, but you've got to be going crazy this week. I mean, that's a huge, huge game for you. Tussey Mountain and Juniata Valley, that's a big D5, 6, that's a big battle out here in the ICC. And we mentioned Berwick and Valley View. That's a big game up in District 2. Red Bank Valley and Smethport. That's another big game. That's up in District 9. And, of course, Saturday, my game, Central Dauphin. The Rams take on the Cougars of Harrisburg.
Yeah.
And then the nightcap, we have Milton Hershey and
Trinity.
And, of course, the big one that night.
Fleetwood and Wyomissing.
Fleetwood and Wyomissing.
3 gate grams on Saturday, man. Wow.
Look at those huge games this week, folks. Folks, get out, watch some high school football. There is no reason you're missing out on high school football. All right, so let's spend some time on rankings right now. So we're going to pull the rankings up, but first I'm going to pull up on my website, because I'm gonna print this out tomorrow and post it on the website. But I was looking through this and I found some of this stuff like pretty interesting in the scoring stats statewide this year.
Yeah.
And very interesting because we've been talking about, like, is Southern Columbia, are they going for some kind of scoring record?
I think so. I mean, I don't know. They've been laying the smackdown on every District 4 team, and I mean even Hammond week 1 again in South Carolina. I mean, 5 weeks in a row, 5 shutouts.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unheard of.
It's an amazing stat.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it's not like they've had some slouches of teams in the past.
No. Yeah. But when you look at here's the stat I want to look at.
Yeah.
Points allowed, Southern Columbia.
0.
But then right behind them, Harbor Creek and Jim Thorpe.
Yeah.
Now that's two 3A teams.
Still, but Harbor Creek's
up 1 touchdown each, 7. So Harbor Creek, congratulations on that,
yeah.
man.
That's
way
crazy.
to go. But Southern Columbia, they're the only team with a goose egg on their defense this year.
Our friends over at Counter Sport only allowed 2 touchdowns this year.
Yeah. So, kudos to them. But, I'm thinking to myself, today I was thinking, man, Southern Columbia's running away with it. But then I forgot about West Green.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, and they're just, they're putting the points down. Ben's running wild on them.
Yeah.
So, literally, they are.
Ben Green at West Green?
No. Ben Jackson.
Ben Jackson.
284 for West Green, 284
Jeepers.
for Southern Columbia. Those are the points scored. That's an amazing stat.
Yeah.
And Upper Dauphin in there at number 3 at 280. Warwick at 258. So.
And then hanging right down there, little below, Penns Valley. Another.
Yeah, Penns Valley right there at 252.
They're right up there.
So the scoring stats to me, I found that very interesting to know that. I didn't realize that West Green and Ben Jackson were right there with Southern Columbia as far as points scored.
Yeah.
So kudos to West Green, man.
Right.
That's a heck of a thing you got going on out there.
Yeah.
All right, rankings real quick, Ed.
Talk some rankings here before we.
Yeah, we'll go to 6A.
Alrighty.
St. Joe's was off, so they stayed at number 1, Manheim Township. This pretty much didn't change all the way down.
Yep.
Everybody won or was off. LaSalle was off. So the 6A rankings, St. Joe's, Manheim, State College, LaSalle, Pine, Richland, D. West, Downingtown, Harrisburg, McDowell, Wilson, West Lawn, and North Allegheny. Nothing's really changed there.
Nope.
We've got Coatesville, North Penn, Central Catholic, Freedom, and Nazareth as teams to watch. You've got a Nazareth team here, 5-0.
Yeah,
and I can't get them up there.
Yeah. Well, even in this teams to watch, you have one team sitting at 3-1, then you have 3 teams at 4-1. So, there's a lot of competition there in 6A.
I know, yeah. 5A, Archbishop Wood lost to a national power. We didn't punish them for that. We kept them at number 1. When you lose to a national power out of state, we're not going to beat you up. Penn Trafford, same thing. They went out to Ohio, Massillon. That's a strong school. Penn Trafford hung with them for a while, but then eventually Massillon doubled up on them, 42-21. Peters Township right there at number 3. Warwick, there they are at number 4. We're going to see if that holds up this week, man. East Stroudsburg South at number 5. Gateway Academy Park took a loss this week. We dropped them down. They were at number 5. We dropped them down to number 7. I still think they're a really good team.
I do too. Yep.
Oil City at number 8. They bump up from number 10, and we got two newbies in the District 5 or in the 5A rankings. Northeastern, they were a team to watch, but we brought them up. and Southern Lehigh.
Yeah.
Southern Lehigh playing some good football right now, 5-0. That's all going to come to a head, in 2 weeks. In 4A, there's Cathedral Prep. Now, Cathedral Prep, again, we're going to leave them at number 1. They lost to a national power. They're going to play another national power,
that's
Fort
crazy.
Hill.
Yeah.
This will be the 4th national team they play.
Wow.
I feel bad for them up there. Nobody wants to play them. It's tough for them to get a game, but, it is what it is. Thomas Jefferson at number 2. This didn't change all the way down. Valley View, Dallas, Clearfield, Bethlehem Catholic. They're the only Bethlehem Catholic. We didn't punish them because they lost a really close game.
Yeah.
And to a 6A team. So we didn't punish them. South Fayette, Berwick, Fleetwood, and University Prep. And right there, here we go again. Bellefonte, 4-1, Marple Newton, Pottsville, York Suburban, of course, Imhotep. I'm going to talk about that for just a second. Imhotep didn't get to finish their game, so it ended as a no contest because of the shooting down there. Kids,
sad way for that game to end.
Come on, kids. Come on, players. Talk to the kids around you. Tell them to get out of this crap, man. Stay away from this crap. Stop killing each other and shooting each other, man. Stop. I pray for you. Stop. 4 weeks in a row we've talked about high school shootings and football being connected. And it's disappointing. So we keep praying. 3A, the PFN rankings stay the same. Aliquippa, Middletown, Montoursville, Wyomissing, Jim Thorpe, Central Valley, North Schuylkill, Grove City. The only change we have is Newman Goretti comes up to number 9. Lancaster Catholic drops down to number 10 with their loss.
Yeah.
So, there again, you've got teams to watch. Look at this. Bald Eagle, Bedford,
4-1, It's just
Tamaqua, Wyoming area. You literally could interchange most of those teams.
Oh, yeah. Easily.
Top 4.
Very easily.
Class 2A stayed all the way down to number 10. Stayed the same.
Not a change.
New number 10, Kane, the Wolves. We brought them in there at number 10. McGuffey, Bellwood Annis, Southmoreland, Avonworth. Stilton High Aspire was the team that dropped out of number 10. But, I would have them at number 11.
Yeah, right.
I talked to Phil, and, we come up with these, and we talked to some other people. I talked to a couple other people to get them, and that's what we came up with. Maplewood, welcome to number 1, man. Laurel let me down.
Move up a spot,
Yep. Old Forge at number 2. Jeanette up to number 3. Williams Valley up to number 4. Stowe Rock, you're at number 5 now. Coudersport, you're up to number 6. Tussey Mountain, Titans at number 7. West Green, they weren't ranked. They're at number 8 now.
Yeah.
They deserve to be there.
Absolutely.
Canton, number 9. Clareton, we brought you in, buddy. Welcome to the countdown, Clareton. Welcome back. We had you in early. But, you got to win those games, and you show us you want to win. And there you are. Reynolds, you took one on the chin this week, but, hey, Laurel, there's another team. They took a loss this week. South Williamsport lost this week. Red Bank Valley 5-0. Portage 4-1.
Some good single A teams there.
Good single A teams. We got 2 minutes ahead. Real quick, I want to tell everybody about what's coming up at Champs. Starting in 2 weeks, not next week. In
2 weeks.
We're in Altoona next week, and then we come back to North Atherton Street. And ladies and gentlemen, PFN presents the Team Wing Challenge.
I can't wait.
We're going to bring 2 teams in every week, and we're going to have a wing eating contest while this show's going on. We're going to bring out a bucket of wings. We're going to have fun.
Nuts.
We're going to let 2 teams. We're going to let them go crazy, and we're going to see who wins.
Yeah.
We'll have a plaque. I'll show you what the plaque looks like next week on the show. But the winner gets a plaque, and we're really excited about that. I want to welcome our new sponsor. It's going to be Emler's Chicken Poultry from Altoona. So that's a big deal. They're going to supply the chicken wings, and we're going to limit it. It's going to be 2 linemen, 2 skill players.
Yeah.
And I haven't figured out with the other. Maybe we'll ask them to bring a manager.
There you go.
Why not? Get the managers involved. Let's bring a manager in.
Do we dare ask head coaches to compete too?
We might. Maybe we'll go 6 and have a head coach.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
I think we can do that. Jesse Nagel said when he was here last time, he went through 24 wings. So.
I believe it. I can see Jesse taking part in that.
But hey, that's the state of PA football right now in mid-season.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to next week. We'll see you down in Altoona.
See you, everybody.
Right off Plank Road. PFN presents the State of PA Football. Get out, watch some football, eat at the stands, cheer for the bands, and behave. Enjoy it.
Have fun, everybody.
Have fun, everybody.